I was living this lifestyle right here. Yeah. Is that the same shirt? Actually, that is the same shirt. That's yours.
Oh my God, it happened. He caught it. He caught can't read roomitis.
Last night, Mom dressed up as Catwoman and she sat on the outside and she was scratching him and then she went, yeah.
Could have homes on separate coasts, go dive in Greece with squids. Could have been so bleeping rich, but instead we had kids. They won't smile for a photo, they won't eat the food we choose. That's why we're heading to the Parents' Lounge to drown ourselves in booze. Every day we're more exhausted, we haven't slept in years. They hit me in the nuts so bad, my eyes filled up with tears. And yes, we'd like to fake our death and go off of the grids, but the truth is we are softies and we truly love our kids. So join us every Tuesday night to laugh at all our pain. Evening in the Parents' Lounge is the cure to staying sane.
Oh, Jamie's muted.
You're muted, Kayla.
Oh man, we missed you guys. He just told the best joke of all time too. We missed it.
Again, who muted me?
I didn't mute you.
Was my wife involved? Because if my wife had a mute button, I would be constantly muted. Although she doesn't hear the tone of my voice anymore. Nobody does. Nobody in my house. There's like a weird register where my voice is, and wherever my timbre falls, they're like, we don't hear a word you're saying. So let's redo. Welcome to another edition of the Parents' Lounge. Tonight, brought to you by Dandy Mart, I believe.
Dandy Mini Mart, but close.
Dandy Mini Mart. Yeah, Dandy Mini Mart. Which I love the mustache and the logo. It's one of my favorite places when I come to Sayre, Pennsylvania. And I'm going to be sure to visit it this weekend when...
You got coffee there like 8 times when you were here last time, didn't you?
I live there. Yeah, I hung at I think I'm still pen pals with the guy who worked behind the counter.
Jerry, he asks about you often.
We had a moment in time. It was like Beyond Sunset with I was Ethan Hawke and he was Julie Delpy in a weird way, and we weren't on a train. That would be a really romantic film where a guy just walks into a Dandy Mart. There's a girl working behind the counter, and then they just do a lock-in and they spend the whole night. I guess it was called Career Opportunities with Jennifer Connelly and that other dude.
Or Clerks 2.
Do you know that movie where he gets locked in with the girl into Target?
No. What?
No, actually, I have no idea.
It's a John Hughes film. It's one of Jennifer Connelly before she got super skinny and she was busty and robust. And
wait, is this pre or post Labyrinth?
Had to be post.
It must be post. I think that's one of her early ones. She's a little girl. She's also the young one in Once Upon a Time in America. She plays the younger version of Elizabeth McGovern.
Your movie
welcome to Old Timey Movie Chat. I'm JD Taylor, joined by Kate Mulligan and Jason Gowan, and we are excited for this week's show. Yeah, Jennifer Connelly. So, Career Opportunities, John Hughes film. The dude he's a smooth talking guy, and he's a jackass, and he gets a job at Target, and then she locks herself in. She's like the brash young girl who's trying to piss her dad, the sheriff, off or something. And the two of them are in the Target overnight, and two guys try to rob this. Dermot Mulroney tries to rob. Nobody career
I
opportunity.
guarantee you that Schmodown fans that are watching this, like Narcolepsy 27, just got hard. I guarantee you that they all are.
Dude, okay, so she's on roller skates in a.
No, that's Boogie Nights, Jamie.
This is pre-Boogie Nights, and it's Jennifer Connelly, and it's not. She's in a wife beater. I think I can say that without getting canceled. Up next, Jamie's review of opening night at the very first Silent Film. Oh, it was scary. The piano player that night was very talented. He was very good. Somebody, for the love of heck, tell me that you know career opportunities. It's Jennifer Connelly, and she's buxom, and she's awesome. And somebody, please. What were we talking about before this?
We were only talking about Jennifer Connelly.
Literally, this is how you came out of the gate.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm surprised I even made it to the gate. I don't know about you.
Career Opportunities came out in 91. This is well after Labyrinth.
Yeah, it's well
okay.
After.
Okay.
And what's the dude's name? He's great. It's a very funny movie. It's a very. If I could recommend a film for you all to enjoy. Although we did watch Saturday Night Fever last night.
It stars Frank Whaley and Jennifer Connelly.
Frank Whaley is the guy who, by the way, in Hoffa, I'm not going to wreck Hoffa. You know the end. He's the hitman at the end of Hoffa, and he still works. Frank Whaley.
Spoiler alert! Jesus.
What if you just? It's like tangential movie references and stuff. So, I just got in the house. I was at soccer with Claire. We passed Hannah on the way out. She went to swim.
I cannot believe they make those kids swim this late for you.
This late. It's crazy.
They're going to 8:30 p.m. And I know it's California, but I got news for you. It's cold. And the pool is not heated. And I thought she would, because she doesn't like things that are uncomfortable. I mean, she's already got like a 5-star hotel vibe to her. And
you're her dad, so she's got that.
Yeah, but I know that I can't afford it. She for some reason is like, Claire, on the way home, she's like, hey, can we just stop and get food? I was like, no, what do you hide? There's food at the house. We are creating absolute monsters in this house. That's what we're doing.
Ooh, it's not just your house.
It is not just your house. I was just about to do the same thing, Kate. We're doing the same unfortunate thing. My son, I realized how bad it was here when we were driving through town, and he out loud was telling me which restaurant would come next. And I was like, oh no, he knew everything on the one strip because we eat at all of them. So it's on me. That is on us.
Well, I just meant in general, like raising. I will say I had like an incident with Neil, who is general. I don't want to speak too loud because I don't want to get self-conscious about this. But he today I picked them up and I said, I got bad news. There's not gonna be any TV time after school today. And he was like, oh, why? And I was like, because I'm taking you to the movies. And he was like, do I have to go? I wanted to watch an episode, and I was not cool about it. I was like, I'm actually not going to talk to you. I can't talk to you right now because I don't have anything nice to say about how spoiled you're being. I mean, and then he started crying. I mean, it just, but I couldn't believe, I was like, I just want to be real clear. You are currently complaining that I'm taking you to see Lyle Lyle Crocodile. Okay. And he's like, yes. He thought like he really thought I was clarifying. And I was like, no. Anyway, that's who I'm raising.
How was the movie?
It's fantastic. It's a ball. It's a lot of fun.
Did you take him or just go by yourself?
Well, the thing is, because what he wanted was to not go. I was like, well, I'm not going to give him what he wants. Also, I had already bought the tickets. And
well, I was going to say, if you hadn't bought the tickets, to drag a kid to a movie when he says, all I want to do is go home and watch a television show is insane. But
I know, but I already bought the tickets. I bought $50, 50 plus the 3 tickets because it's $5 Tuesdays if you're an AMC Stubs member, which I am. But then you add in the popcorn, then you add in the drink. I mean, I did the works.
Like $87 at some.
It was $87 today for that bucket of popcorn.
Really quick, this is another fun parenting story. Greg Cromer from that TV show the one with the woman, and she's got the kids, and she's
I'm officially talking with my parents.
Pamela Adlon. Honestly, I'm surprised I can even. I'm kind of shaking still from the day. Pamela Adlon. It's really
the best. Yes.
what's it?
Better
Things.
Better things. There it is.
Which is a great Kink song. And I don't know if
I
you know.
kept thinking, is it Better Off Dead?
And they were anyway. Waterloo Sunset. Wow, I'm not even drunk. Greg Cromwell was supposed to do the show tonight, but he went to Magic Mountain with his kids. It's a
nice.
And his phone fell out of his pocket on the roller coaster.
No.
And he could see it. He tells me I can, and he's talking to me through a computer. He's like, "Who is this?" And I'm on a computer, and I thought he was jerking me off. I was like, "All right, dude, whatever." And he goes, "No, seriously." Like, who dis? And I was like, I get it. And he goes, "Oh, dude, I dropped my phone." He goes, "I can see it. I see it at the bottom under the roller coaster. They won't let me near it. I can't get near the phone." So he's trying to get his phone from the bottom under the mat.
They'll have to get it at the end of the day. Like it's like when you get caught with it, when the teacher takes it.
I don't know. He's probably going to have detention at the Thunderfall
So
Mountain.
we must have struck out. So our original guest had a family thing come up, so he was not allowed to do the show tonight. And then I talked to Mindy Sterling, who was interested in doing the show, but it conflicted with a dinner thing she had. But she did ask if she could come back and hang with us soon.
And Steve Lemmy was going to do the show, but the Yankees are on. He's like, dude, he sent me a picture of him watching the Yankee game, eating an artichoke, and I was like, hey, I can't argue with that. And Pete Holmes he was originally set to be the guest, and then he like an hour ago, he's like, dude, I didn't clear it with the boss, and apparently there's a student event at his kid's high school that his wife's like, idiot, we're going to this. He's like, okay. And so he goes, next time you have me booked, book through my agent, my wife. And I was like, yeah. I go, welcome to Parental.
And then I messaged Keckner, and he said, I ain't got time to do a podcast, Goins.
That's fine. That's verbatim, probably what he said. Joey Steelers says, guilty too. My 3-year-old on Friday is like pizza restaurant after the park. Took the kids yesterday to watch the same movie, Kate. The theater was empty, only us there.
Yeah.
Kids had the fun of their life dancing all over the place. Oh, so
yes.
I allow Crocodile is the way to go.
Yeah, it was empty. I mean, it was a 2:50 show on a Tuesday, which I'm sure that's why. But there was a little girl dancing in the aisle. There was probably like 15 of us in there, but it was one of the big theaters. It was fun.
Do you ever start a movie with a kid thinking this is going to be a wonderful bonding event, and then like 15 minutes into the movie, you go, I've made a terrible choice?
In terms of the movie itself?
Yeah, because you don't have a choice. Like Claire came up and I was laying in bed watching TV, and I can't watch most television with a 7-year-old next to me because it's horrific. I was watching like Let the Right One In or Below or something. And so she goes, hey, let's watch it. And I go, sure, let's put a movie on with just the two of us. And we cuddled up under the blankets, and then we're flipping through, and she goes, hey, Scooby-Doo. And I go, sure. And we started watching Scooby-Doo with Freddie Prinze. And
that's her favorite here right now.
Just watching that.
Honestly, the cast is phenomenal. I mean, it's a really fun cast.
Sarah Michelle Gellar. Yeah.
But the animation of Scooby-Doo is so bad.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like somebody took the actual film and a pencil and just drew Scooby in. Like it's hard to watch the Scooby-Doo part, but
it didn't hold up. The script is really funny though. Like it was James Gunn did it, right?
Did he? Because
it's a James Gunn movie.
Thing about like the opening was pretty funny with like, I would have got away with it too if it weren't for you two, you crazy meddling kids. Like even as a Scooby-Doo guy, I was like, that's pretty good. But about 15 minutes into it, I was like, I can't watch another minute of this. I'm not going to make it. And so I go, Claire, actually, we'll finish this tomorrow. It's getting kind of late. Let's go read some books. And I took her down to read a book. Oh, my God.
That's so funny. Also, I feel like we've all had very synchronous weeks because you said Mindy Sterling couldn't come today. And today, while I was building a organizer for our front hallway, I was watching The Shrink Next Door because one of my friends, Carlos's kid is in it. Did you guys know this?
In what?
In The Shrink Next Door. It's this Apple TV. Anyway,
I think I remember him saying something about that.
Yeah, so she's like in a scene with Will Ferrell and God, Catherine Hahn, the greatest actress of our generation. And guess who's in this? Very briefly, but she's in it. Mindy Sterling. I was like, oh my God, look at her. She's
in everything.
It's not even like a funny part. It's just like a serious, great.
She's
like,
such a sweet person.
Oh my God.
I just saw her the other day. I ran into her and she was super nice. Oh, and we filmed they were going down to do some improv workshop or something down in San Diego. And she was like, and she started filming my other friend, Annie Sertek, who's another groundling. And we were like filming this crazy improv thing. I was like, all right, whatever. And she just started filming.
Oh,
so funny. Anyway, how we're coming to Pennsylvania. Kate and I were just talking beforehand because it was also a quick week because Monday was Columbus Day. And all of a sudden now we're leaving in like
a minute.
2 days.
Yeah, in like just a little over 48 hours.
In 38 seconds. Yeah.
Actually, we'll be on our way to the airport in 48 hours to do a show in Sarah, Pennsylvania. And the three of us have never done a show together. Jason and I have done a couple shows.
We did do a show together, actually.
Oh my gosh, we did do a show, but it wasn't just the three of us.
That's true. We also had Christine Lakin, and we also
she's delightful.
She was the best. Maybe she'll fly in with us. So we're honestly putting our stuff together for this week's show, and it's honestly like it's so funny because we have so much material that we're sitting here picking and choosing what bits to do live because this, it's like two nights, 300 seat theater. We got a giant stage. We got a bartender on stage. We got like a wine sponsorship and alcohol. It's gonna be like at the town party.
I have sampled all of the cocktails that Trevor is making for the show.
Which one's the best?
I did some earlier. I did some damage earlier tonight. I went in there to talk to him about other stuff, and immediately he starts Trevoring me, and I end up doing shots that I did not intend to do.
Wow.
Years bartender. The fentanyl fizz, by the way, is very strong.
Okay, that does not seem. I feel like that the end of that is written in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, wow.
Yeah, you know what's coming.
Big hit in our town, though.
Oh my God.
How are your kids this week? My Hannah, it's day by day some days where you're like, wow, is this kid gonna be this much trouble, or are we gonna get through this thing? And then my wife has these meltdowns about like, no, she needs help. And I go, everybody's kids. She's not. She's reaching for her own freedom.
Yes. What does that look like in her?
Oh, I'll tell you. I have an actual example of what it looks like. So Hannah did. She did her homework.
Yeah, that was what I was asking. That's exactly what I was asking for. Was an example.
I wasn't leaping to this, but this was. So Hannah did her homework, and I check her homework or whatever, and she got really good grades. But it's right on the cusp of could go one way or the other. And so she shows me her homework, and I read it in the morning. She hasn't capitalized any sentence. There's no punctuation. It's like a David Bowie song. There's just words. It's a puzzle.
It's like an E.E. Cummings poem.
Exactly. It's Jabberwocky. At this point, we're in Clockwork Orange. We don't know are these words. Should something be capitalized? And so I try to help her. I'm editing. I'm like, the editor of the New York Post, whatever. That's not Washington Post, the New York Times, whatever. Yeah. So I'm editing it, and she has a meltdown. Like, and I kind of make her fix it, and she's like, and she's erasing it so hard, she's kind of ripping through the paper. I go, dude. And so she gets so angry, she goes, shh. One tears it in half in the morning. This is like, we're supposed to leave the house in 15 minutes. And it's still tapeable. Like it's only ripped in half. And I go, well, that's not the right answer. I said, let's get another paper. We'll redo this thing. And she has a meltdown, and she goes to pick it up. And this is really a question to everybody watching this on whether this is good parenting or absolutely horrific parenting.
I love everything you do.
What would you do in this situation?
I love everything you do. You always stick to your guns, Kaylor.
I stuck to guns. What would you do in this situation? Would you let her just go to school like that, or would you make her redo it, or how? What would you do?
She goes to school that way. Oh, sorry.
I love that you guys were complete opposites. So she
What
wouldn't
was
even.
the original thing you said to her? The original thing you said to her was like, you have to stand by what you said.
All she had to do was erase the first letter of each sentence, capitalize it, put a punctuation, put a capital, put a punctuation capital. She's like melting down, and
I wouldn't give her the chance to redo it. I'd say you had your chance. You go to school now.
Oh,
see, for me, knowing my son, it would be so much more punishment for him to have to redo it.
Okay, there you go. It goes by kid, doesn't it?
So what would she do?
I think this is the case by case scenario.
Yeah.
Narcolepsy says you're about to leave the house. Let her go the night before she gets to do it again. Well, so this was the morning. It was 15 minutes. The other daughter, and I kept saying to her, I said, listen, I'm going to leave you home. I'm going to take Claire to school. You're going to be late. I'm going to make you finish this thing.
Oh, okay.
But she goes, I go, what are you going to do? Tape this together or something? And she won't do that. She won't even pick it up. So I picked up the 2 pieces and I tore it into more pieces than you can know. I tore it so it was unfixable. And her eyes went like, what just happened? Yeah. It's like 12 minutes till we have to leave for school.
Yes,
we're not going to make it. And I just tore it to shreds. And I said, you're not turning that in. And she goes, melted. And then as soon as I had done it, part of me was like, oh, dude, you've crossed the line. How do we get out of this situation? And it, like, the meltdown explodes. But then she sat down and she rewrote. I said, I'll help you rewrite it. And she rewrote it. And then we were borderline on time. We were maybe a minute or 2 late. But it was funny. As soon as I was like, just put your head down and do this. And then confetti homework is exactly. It would have been so awesome to make her tape it and take it like that with 50 pieces. But it was up because I was like, oh, I said, you want to tear your homework? I'll tear it for you. And I tore
Katie
it.
Bem said, put it in a Ziploc bag and make her explain it at school.
That's what I should have done.
Oh, Katie.
We're on such the cusp of today. So I go to school and all of a sudden I go to the assembly, which I normally go to, and they start passing out awards for IXLs. And I'm like, IXL? What is everybody talking about? I have no idea. Do you know IXL?
No.
It's an
like
app.
IXL?
It's an app, and you're supposed to go on at home and do like 45 minutes a week. And there's all these skill challenges or whatever. And the kids walk up, and one kid got 100 skills for doing it 100 different skill levels. And I talked to Hannah after. I was like, are you supposed to be doing IXLs at home? She's like, when she does, maybe. That's what thing.
Like, you literally do that exact thing.
Maybe. Yeah, of course, she got it from me. I'm Frankenstein, dude. And I put a bad brain in the kid, and now she's drowning other little kids in the town. It's really horrific. And I go, how many skills have you done? And she goes, 3? And I go, dude. So I had to email the teacher and be like, dude. Hey, honestly, at the very end of the email, I said, hey, listen, I wanted to talk to you about tutoring, not the kid. Me. Is there any way you can help me get through this thing? Because I am hanging on by a thread. And then I put a little smiley face after, and they all responded like funny. And I was like, every day it's something. There's another thing that they are like, wait, what project's happening? Where are we supposed to be? Am I the only one? I don't remember my parents being this involved with me doing things.
It's funny. So do your schools use Class Dojo? Are you guys familiar?
We've used it before. Yeah. Honestly, we might be, and no one's told me yet.
Well, it's funny. I've never used it before until this year. And basically, we got a new principal who's like, everybody uses Dojo. Everybody's
this the one this is the one you insulted out of the gate?
Yes, and she and I are such good friends. Today we had Neil's IEP for his speech, and she literally. So for those of you who don't know the story, this woman was very bossy in a PTA meeting. She was like, and I heard somebody say her name was Jen. It's the week before school even starts, and I see that there's another mom on the list named Jen. And I was like, okay, this must be that Jen. And then at some point, I'm like, well, we're just going to do this because Jen said so. And then at that point, she made it clear that she's the new principal, Jen. So today during the IEP meeting, we're all supposed to go around and introduce ourselves. I'm the speech therapist. I'm Neil's mother. And then she was like, my name is Jen. She said her name. She's like, not to be confused with other Jens. And I was like, I like you. I like you a lot.
I like that she's throwing shade at you.
Oh, it was so funny that she shaded me. By the way, so Class Dojo, this is something like I get all day long. Hey parents, don't forget this tomorrow. Like just constant reminders of what we need to be doing, which is, and it's just an app that like you put notifications on. But like they said, like here's logins if you want to do anything. So for all I know, we're supposed to be doing online stuff too. But I'm like, if we're gonna do homework, let's do the paper homework that you send home. I'm not gonna have them online also.
So for Dojo, the twins are on Dojo, but Jace is on something called Seesaw, which is a similar thing. The Dojo has like, you can like give your kids our kids points, and they can like use them to like animate little like alien characters. Seesaw is just like a straight up messaging app that I mostly get it used for Jace for disciplinary purposes. When he's done things. But the twins is much more like, this is what he did today. These are what these guys did today. It's all very fun. Seesaw is like, it's basically parent shaming for me. Everything happens in there is never good for me.
Okay. It's not a good post. It's not like look at us doing the art project today.
It's overwhelming.
And school drop-off today, my 6-year-old son looked at me and said, what's it going to be like for me in my life when you die soon? And I was like, do you know something I don't? Because
James talks to me about my death 2 to 3 times a week.
Claire too just did it. She goes, what's going to happen? It's so weird. Are they teaching this in school? Because my kids are coming home and she's been like,
but it's all our different ages. It's your almost 8-year-old. It's my 4-year-old. And it's your 6-year-old.
I think it's the news in the world, because Claire said it wasn't my death. She said, what's going to happen when everyone dies on Earth? she got rid of everybody. And I think I said, it's going to be real quiet. And she was like, she goes, yeah, probably. And I was like, wow. And she, even today on the way back from soccer, she starts asking me a lot of God questions. And I said, Claire, please, can we just bring it down a notch on the ride home today? I can't answer the questions. I wish I knew. I don't. And all of a sudden, then she goes to bed or whatever. Then I'm up all night wondering what is going to happen when everybody dies. Like, she's planting seeds in my head that I can't erase.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Neil have to do their own laundry. I'll tell them that.
I can't remember the context, but Neil said something today that made me think maybe it was yesterday. I said something. He knows that when we get rid of things, we bring them to Goodwill, and like I just did a huge toy clean out recently.
Monday, I did the same thing, Molly.
I'm telling you, we're so synchronous. Like, so I'm gonna have to send you guys a picture of what the playroom / living room looks like. James's room is immaculate. Neil's room is like, I still have to tackle it, but like that was my goal, was to like really cut down, have a place for everything. I went to the Container Store. I got a new shoe thing for the front hallway. The shoes aren't all like whatever. You guys will come back here and you will be very surprised to see this place.
We're never coming back.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you guys. Thank you. It's really pretty.
I would come back. Okay. I had a delightful stay at your home.
He actually did. He stayed at Hotel Mulligan and had a fantastic time.
It was delightful. James, I did feel like he was out to get me at the end. He is literally one secret layer away from being a supervillain.
You refused to drop the fact that you think he's our gardener. I wonder why he was out to get you. I dropped it after
day 3 because he was clearly getting upset.
It's so weird that he wouldn't like you. Bottom line is, Neil made some of these like, oh, are they poor? Talking about somebody who I said went to Goodwill. And I was like, what? No. We can go to good. Like, suddenly I was like, how did he get the narrative in his mind that people that go? I'm like, no, you don't have to be poor to go to Goodwill. I said, people, you can get anything from Goodwill. I've gotten stuff from Goodwill, a Halloween costume. But I was like, God, what have I like, and I'm sure at some point I was like, we're going to give these toys to Goodwill because there are kids who don't have toys that then they can, I maybe have, but oh my God, I was so
They are
horrified.
I mean, it sucks, but yes, of course, it's a low budget. Of course,
it's low budget, but it doesn't mean they're
I bought Halloween costumes.
Some of them are hunting for bargains, and also a lot of eBayers go just looking for big cash finds.
Dude, you can find a Picasso. You never know what you're going to find in there. So we did the same. So I went. This was months ago. I went to Home Depot and I bought like a big plastic trash can.
Mm-hmm.
Went through their room. I said, "Girls, let's purge. Let's purge." And so we filled it to the rim, and even another bag and stuff. Which was great. The kids were great. They threw everything out. And then went in the garage, and then my wife was like, do not throw that out until I go through it. Every weekend. Hey, can we go through that? Can't do it this weekend. So Monday I said, that's it. This is gone today. And she goes, I can't do it this weekend. I said, I don't care. I'm throwing it out.
Yeah,
so
you've had time.
She goes, all right, fine. I'll go through it. Took her like 9 minutes to go through the stupid trash. I just dumped the trash can. She had a few toys that were given to the kids by special people that she wanted to keep. There was a couple of things she really wanted. I said, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, whatever. Put it away. There was a million stuffed animals. We get rid of all the stuffed animals. We're having a great clean out day. She comes to me. She starts talking about money. She's like, hey, where's all our money? And so I go, because I kind of take care of all the bills and everything.
Yeah.
She's like, where's all our money? I said, I don't know if you know this. You don't make what you think you make. And we're spending way more than you think we spend. Just so we're all on the same page.
Yes.
You know, it's inflation. I mean, whatever we're spending, we're spending a lot of money on everything. I show her the Amex bill. I go right through it line by line. I go, yeah, see this shirt? I got it in 1994.
Yes.
Not me. It's none of it's me.
Yeah.
None of it's me. It's you. And and it's the kids. The kids are super expensive, and we spoil them rotten or whatever. And so we have this big talk, and it's really constructive. And we're like, all right, listen, we got to put the pedal to the metal. We got to start, we had just thrown out all this stuff that we wasted money on. And then we talked about not spending money. And then she takes the kids to a corn maze, and she starts sending me photos. And she sends me a photo of Claire with a big stuffed bear in her arms, big stuffed animal bear. Literally 3 hours later, you couldn't make this up. And I go, what? And so Claire comes home, and I go, hey, you got a bear? And she goes, yeah. And I go, where'd you get the bear? And she goes,
did you win it? Was it your birthday?
She did win it in a claw machine.
Okay.
And so I said, well, how many tries did it take? She goes, well, it took like 8 to 10 tries. So what I'm telling you is that we had to talk about money, and we had to talk about ridiculous toys and stuffed animals that we're wasting money on. And then my wife went to a maze harvest festival thing. Let the kid take 10 cracks on a claw. We've had claw machine talks about Jenkinson's Beach before. I'm not a fan of gambling in general, but with a 7-year-old getting addicted to the thrill of a claw machine, it really bummed me out. So
and your wife just fed that. She just fed the addiction.
I wish I could have done this with that kind of conversation. It would blow my mind. I was like, we just had it. It was like you're talking to Ted Bundy. He's like, yeah, I'm not going to do that anymore. And you're like, there you go. You're killing people again, Ted. We talked about
Jeffrey, do not put that ear in your mouth. Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey,
I couldn't watch that. I know it's like the hottest thing to watch, but I was like,
I didn't watch it either.
I watched the first one. I couldn't get. I was like, I don't need. No.
I have just enough time to watch whatever my children want to watch, and nothing for us.
Here's my question about television now. They're taking every movie from the 80s or the 90s.
Yes.
It was a really good movie. The story was told in like 90 minutes to 2 hours tops. Very specific, well-constructed story. And they're like, what if?
You sounded like Jay Leno. Hey, what if?
Nah, what if we took this perfectly constructed film and what if we just dragged it out over 10 one-hour episodes? Would that be something you might be interested in? If you could binge it for 10 hours as opposed to like doing the whole story in 90 minutes?
There is only one situation in which I want that, and it is for the Goonies. If you can give me 10 hours of the Goonies,
it will never live up to it.
You're 100% right.
Let the Right One In is one of the best horror films of all time. And they're trying
the
to
Swedish version, especially.
Oh my God, the first one. Oh my God. That was haunting.
I never want to go to a swimming pool again.
No. God. Oh, I forgot the swimming pool one. Oh. What about? Did you ever see American Gigolo? The original one with Richard Gere?
No.
It's a really good movie. It's a murder. It's a murder mystery. Kate would also like it for Magic Mike. I mean, that's just Pornhub. Just go turn on Pornhub and you can watch as much Magic Mike as you want. But they're taking movies and making them like 10-hour. There's another one they're doing it with. They just keep going.
I didn't even notice that trend, but you're absolutely right.
Well, right. It is happening for sure, like a lot.
Well, because people are like, listen, I got a lot of time to kill, and I really would like to watch TV for 10 hours. Yeah. That's why I didn't read the books. I didn't read a lot of 90 minutes is not good enough, says Narcos.
Good enough for me is.
Which is funny because now we watch a full movie, right? Like Tarantino films, like 2 hours and 40 minutes, and people's heads explode of like, why does it have to be 2 hours and 40 minutes? And then they'll watch a 10-hour.
Okay. The worst example of this, though, was Scorsese's The Irishman, which was 3+ hours of Robert De Niro looking so old and he's like, I got a new baby. It's a christening of the baby. I couldn't with that movie. I can't, you guys. I can't.
When he tries to beat the guy up in the little pharmacy there, and you're like,
my God, the curb
like an 85-year-old guy on a cane. Yeah, it's so bad. It's so bad. But listen, I love it. De Niro can do anything. I love it. The other day I was watching War with Grandpa. Have you seen it?
Oh, is that good?
It's actually pretty good. His buddy's Christopher Walken. It's him and Walken at war with a bunch of teenagers. Actually, I kind of liked it.
By the way, I love the premise of that. Sounds fantastic.
Jason, you can't play this game. I want to play a game real quick. See if anybody in the chat or Jamie knows. There was a bunch of toys that I was giving away that Jason saw, and I am now bringing them to him. Does anybody have any guess? Let me grab the bags for the reveal. I'm now flying them across the country. My one man's trash is another man's treasure. I am very unlike your wife, Jamie. I don't let myself be sentimental about stuff anymore. And so I keep like certain items of clothing that I'm going to make into a quilt one day because I can do that. But toys, I have to be like, I got to get rid of this. And the ones I'm bringing Jason are in that category of like, I could get sentimental about them, but I'm not. So let me grab the bag.
I want to grab a bag. While she does that, I'll tell you I was listening to a podcast, just an intro to that bit. I was listening to a podcast with Rick Rubin. He talked with Malcolm Gladwell, and he has a famous house and studio in Malibu that got caught in the fire. And it burned to the ground. And Malcolm Gladwell must have been like, oh my God, you must have been destroyed, all your history. And he goes, which is crazy. He thought exactly what I always think. He's like, actually, I have no sentimental value to anything. And to be honest, it was kind of like a cleansing. It kind of felt good to start from scratch. And that's why part of me is like, throw it out.
Yeah.
Yep. Can't let it go.
When we almost had to evacuate when I was pregnant with James because of that Latuna Canyon fire, sorry. I grabbed diapers, a pack and play because we had a baby, Neil, at the time. We had a 2-year-old at the time, and our wedding album and our safe, and that was it. That's all I had ready to evacuate. I'm like, the rest of it, I don't care. Also, the wedding album I probably could have replaced. All right.
Yeah, your next husband's not going to enjoy that wedding album anyway.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get any of these to make a sound. Does anyone have any guesses? Marvel something. Great guess. Great guess.
But no.
It's not making the noise. No, it's not, though.
Giant green Hulk fists.
Nope. We own those already.
Yeah,
I had them from before the kids were here.
Well, Mulligan's queen of the setup. She's really a slow player.
Did you hear it?
No.
Guys. Okay, here we go. Took it out.
Mulligan, this is taking forever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Well, it's not
one of those bits on Letterman where he's like, yeah, we won't do that one again.
We won't do that one again. Oh.
That's it.
It was supposed to be Bullseye. Bullseye, it's all the Toy Story guys that we were giving away.
It's the ones we're missing.
He does make sound. I couldn't get it to work. That's what I was trying to.
It's the one we're missing.
So Jessie, is Jessie the girl?
Yes. But they and also Bo Peep.
So we don't have Bo Peep. We don't have any of the
trash can. You want Jessie? Jessie survived. My wife pulled her out of the trash can.
Jessie did not survive mine. Jessie's gone.
I have Jessie. You want her?
No.
We do need Jessie.
Oh, you do? Jason, I have her. You didn't tell me,
then-
Jesse.
Jesse was in our trash can to go.
You never said it.
She was in the picture though. The prospector.
We need him.
And
so the
best one,
twins are
Combat
very
Carl.
much they're very much in a Toy Story phase. So this is going to save me a ton of money.
Honestly, wrap these things up for you know who to bring them.
We have a bunch of them. I have Jesse somewhere. I'm not sure they're going to want Jesse, but yeah.
Bullseye is going to be the big score for them.
I was
And it
squeezing
makes
the wrong
noise.
part.
Yeah, that's going to be a big hit.
I was squeezing the wrong part, guys.
Kate, you want to score points with the Dark Lord? Come bearing that as his offering.
Really? Instead of because I also did buy them. I mean, I didn't get them all the same ones, but they're all getting Marvel Pez dispensers.
I have a wife question for Kate Mulligan.
Oh yeah. What's the wife question?
So I talk to my wife all the time about compartmentalizing, which I think guys do a little better.
Yes.
So at night, she can't. You know, she's stressed from the day of work, and she can't shut her brain off. And it's Young Frankenstein. That was from Young.
I was just thinking Frau Blucher.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
It's a good one. I think this is more of a woman thing. Like, sometimes when we fall asleep so quickly, I think wives hate us just because they're like, it's not fair that you can fall asleep so quick.
Yeah.
Like we just shut our brains off and just go down. It's like somebody put a bullet in our head, bonk, we just drop. But my wife's like, she gets, and I go, why? You're losing sleep. She goes, I can't. The day, it's just so stressful, and I can't let it go, whatever. So she's showing me that she has no ability to compartmentalize her life, right? And then when we have a huge blowout argument, have you done this with your husband? We have like a crazy blowout argument.
We've never had a single fight.
Have you never had a fight?
Sorry. You should have. I was doing it like this. We've never had a single fight.
I know people who say that, and anytime anybody says that, I go, "That's a murder."
See, I'm in a weird category where we can't.
Dude, if he doesn't do a bit about that, I don't know if a lot of people know your situation.
So, for those who don't know, my wife, 6 days after our twin sons were born, because they tried to kill her out of the chute, had a stroke. And
she it sounded like you were going to say she went out for a drink. She had a stroke. Dude.
She had a stroke. She almost died.
Almost died.
And so her heart is, it's better than it used to be, because when she first had the stroke, her heart injection refraction was 19%. So like she was one step above dead. And they had told me that at the cardiologist that at any given moment, her heart could stop. And my fear has always been, if we fight, it'll happen then. And
so you've never been mad enough to want it to happen? Because I'll tell you right now, I know Kayla and I are sometimes like, I'll fight. If we had a spouse in the same position, there are some times where I'm actually mad enough to not think it through, but I'd be like, I don't care. I'm gonna give you a heart attack right now.
I love when people say, I've never thought that. That's not true. Everybody.
I think things obviously, but I can't act on them because I'm afraid something will happen. So, Jamie, you'll attest to this. You have found me just in my car alone eating cheeseburgers at like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Like
no problem. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just in the car. I'm not okay.
He's not okay. He's far from okay.
None of us are okay.
She can't drive.
No.
She can't drive a car.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Because it would be dangerous to herself and anyone else on the highway.
My dad's having seizures right now, so he can't drive either.
It's a Tomei movie right now, waiting to happen with Christian Slater, where she gets like a monkey heart put in or something, and
Yeah. Wait, did they look into the monkey heart option? Jason, you got to do your research.
Well, they put a pacemaker in, so she's part robot now.
Oh, good. Okay, you looked into the robot heart option. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So instead of just getting a sex robot, you tried to turn your wife into a what's it when it's half robot, half human? It's a
One time at 3 a.m., I burst into Jace's room while he was sleeping, and I told him that Mom's robot heart had turned, and when she came in, he needed to run, and he didn't understand. He didn't get the joke. So when she came in, he panics at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Jamie, remember earlier when you're like, Jamie, remember earlier when you're like, I don't know if this is good parenting or bad parenting. I can tell you right now, Nothing you said to me is as egregious as Jason waking his child up to tell him his mother is after him because her heart has turned.
She had been turned by the robot people.
Yeah, makes sense. Honestly, it's a whole. That's like we're already into the third act.
Okay, so here's the thing, Kate. I don't agree that it's bad parenting because
he named the show. He named the show "Cyborg Wife and Cheeseburgers." That's joke of the day so far. That's pretty tasty.
Oh, you guys, I met Narcolepsy, by the way. Finally met him. Came to Brett and Kate's playdate the other day. Anyway, sorry.
Like in person?
No, on screen. We had that. We did our show. We had.
Did he look like you thought his jokes? Like, do you ever get like images of these people? Like Joe Bo looked exactly like I thought he did.
I'm going to send you guys.
Sorry, guys, I'm out. I have to leave the show. Katie called me. I've hit my quota of obscure 80 movie references.
Right,
can I tell you that there are mornings when I have a really bad morning taking Jace to school, but nothing makes my morning better when I see Katie's giant ass vehicle parked on the side and she looks like the world has ended for her. And all she does when I drive by as I'm smiling, she just flips me off and off I go.
Dude, I met Claire's club soccer practice earlier today, and so I'm walking around the whole complex trying to get my steps in, get my mileage in, because I still have a herniated disc in my back, so I'm trying to get.
Yeah.
So I'm walking down, and I'm walking past where all the cars are parked on the street, and I walk past. I see a Jeep, and the driver's seat is all the way back, and there's a woman sleeping in the car, and I look and I walk past, and I pause, and I go, "Is that Claire?" And I don't want to go into the window. But it's Claire Kramer, our Claire Kramer.
Stop!
In the car, her sons were playing on the thing, and she's shooting a. She wants to come back in. She's shooting a Lifetime movie right now.
That's what she told me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
So she was, and so I texted her. I walked 4 cars past, and I said, "Are you sleeping in a car out in the valley or whatever?" And she's like, eventually she's like, "Yeah, where are you here?" And I was like, "Yeah." And we talked for a while, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm hanging on by the thread." They have a 4:00 call time. She's at soccer with the kids, and she's like, "It's just utter mayhem." Anyway, sorry.
Oh, wait,
so
Jamie,
anyway,
you were starting to ask me something about.
You were talking about women being
fight,
able
and then
to,
yeah.
So women being able to compartmentalize
is
my question, and so she's told me repeatedly when I tell her just let it go. I tell her, let it go. All the time, just let it go. She's like, I can't let it go. Then when she and I have a fight, one of those epic, my father always hated you. He begged me not to marry you. Let's get out of this. Let's move on. And then, it's a major fight of you've never had fights like that?
We don't say anything like that. No.
I tell her all the time, I go, hey, you can't say stuff like that. That's insanity. But that's how she's a redhead.
Yeah.
Shoots from the hip. So she's unleashing and I'm unleashing and we're kind of having a monster fight. And then after the fight, I'm shaking. I'm so emotional of I'm just a wreck. And she just walks back and goes, hey, are you picking up Hannah after work? What should we do for dinner? Do you want to get a rotisserie chicken maybe or something? I'm like, wait, she can compartmentalize that part of her life. The relationship part, she can just turn it on and off in this weird way. But work stuff,
you're describing a sociopath.
Yes,
that right?
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, let me jot this down.
You might want to watch the Dahmer show then, Kayla. You might pick up a few things.
I don't know, dude. I don't know anymore. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
no.
You guys have ever had knockdown. I mean, everyone I talk to has had knockdown.
No, of course I've had big fights, but I will tell you, we have never dropped the D word. Divorce. We've never dropped that word.
Well, you know me. I mean, no one's ever said, I wonder what Jamie's thinking. So, we talk very openly about everything. But
I will say, we've definitely
Sean Murray.
We call that Thursdays.
Thursdays.
I don't believe that about Sean and his wife. They are so in love.
Anybody who doesn't have that, I wouldn't respect somebody who doesn't fight. And I'm telling you, anytime I see people who have those photos on Facebook where they're like, look at us, we're on the beach. Wait, did you hire a professional photographer? No, it's just
You were describing your wife.
we don't have photos like that on the beach. Are you crazy?
You have photos laying on a couch in like the
That was our
hotel.
wedding. That's literally the wedding. We're talking. I usually hear the words Judge Wapner. That's funny too. We don't have that. We don't even have photos hanging on the wall. We're not. I'm just not a.
I thought you got really mad that there was one year she had you all get in like a certain outfit for a picture. There was like a polo shirt.
We did a quickie Christmas photo. I think she made me wear that. We needed a suit or something or other. Yeah. But and our neighbor took it.
Didn't you want to skip Christmas and do a St. Patrick's Day card of the family?
Yes,
Wasn't
that's
that
what it
your
was.
new idea?
I say I'm going to do it every year. And every year I do not do it. But yeah, I want to stop doing Christmas cards. And because nowadays people just get, here's how we send Christmas cards. When we get one, my wife puts the return address on and sends it out.
Yeah.
So if you don't get a Christmas card from me, it's because you didn't send me one 7 days earlier. That's the truth of the matter, which is a shame. But
I didn't send you one because even though we've been doing this for over a year, your wife didn't learn who I was until May.
Dude, I guarantee you right now, if I said your name, she'd have no idea who you are.
Where does she think you're going on Thursday?
She doesn't know. She doesn't care. She doesn't. She does. I mean, I guess. She's so
she had you change the week, right?
Like even today, I had physical therapy on my back. I came home. There was never like, hey, how's your back? Hey, you doing okay? No. Yes.
How is your back, by the way?
It's getting a little bit better. I'm doing traction. They were putting me on a rack and stretching me out.
No, does that feel amazing?
Dude, it's orgasmic. And the guy, he gets your body weight and then he does it half. And then I go, jack it up, dude. And so he pulled he goes, here's a little buzzer just in case it's ripping you in half and you can turn it off or whatever. But
dude, I always feel like the pain I have is in my low back and I just feel like everything's so compressed and all I want is somebody to just pick me up and shake my joints out.
So I used to, Danny, that's a callback for everyone out there.
Yeah, that was a good callback.
I was doing a thing where I would stack all these pillows and just lay over the top so that my legs were dead weight and it would just pull it apart. And this was before I went for physical therapy. And now I go for physical therapy. And the guy is trying to show me all these exercises, which I'm doing, which are good. But I go, hey, let's just get to traction. Let's just start stretching it out, buddy. And so there's a harness under your shoulders, under your armpits, and there's one around your waist, and then it goes.
And do you feel everything go
each time? And now I haven't heard it pop, but you can feel it. You can feel it like pulling your whole pelvis down. It's actually it's pretty great. I'm super sore though after. Like the next day, I'm super sore, but in a good way.
Dude, I gotta tell you, I am. And I don't want to say this too loud, but I don't know if I told you guys, but please don't anyone say anything to my husband if you ever meet him. I am actually.
By the way, this is going out live to the internet. You know that.
Oh, cool. That's fine. I mean, they're not going to say anything to him.
I watched it once. She has no idea.
I'm in a relationship with somebody outside of my husband, and it's a foam roller. It's a foam roller, and I gotta tell you, boy, oh boy, I can roll out my quads. That's how you know I'm old, because I really look forward to every day. I'm gonna get my patellar tendonitis back in track by foam rolling. I'm wondering if I can do it with my back too, Jamie.
Kate, here's how Kate doesn't know what I'm doing. Kate's calling. She's calling me in the middle of the. I told her.
I know what you're doing. Not this Kate.
You gotta get a Theragun. Have you tried the Theragun?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I have, but I feel like that foam roller, it really makes you work for it. I kind of like that.
I don't like to work for it.
By the way, we were all very confused. I was like, wait, I know
exactly
exactly
was a
what
little
you're doing.
I'm good now, but
Ooh, you dumped the foam roller? Oh, interesting.
I rolled away.
Oh, did you? Okay. Did your Frank and Beans dump the foam roller, or did you? Because I can imagine that would hurt. I'm telling you, you walking in me at any point in time in my garage, and it looks like I'm humping the thing. I'm rolling over it so quickly.
I did not need today.
I'm worrying about it, Taylor.
It'll be funny if we get on the plane to go back for the show and you like book the foam roller a seat. Did you get a seat for the foam roller? Please.
What?
You mean
Why are
Ted?
you saying that with any sort of judgment? Just knock it off, Kaylor. Just mind your business.
What's the foam roller's name?
Kaylor.
Oh, that's wow.
Well, now
Honestly, that's how bad I am at improv. That's all I could think of. I was like, that's like what is it? Oh, where'd Gowan go?
I'm right here.
He got
It just was weird for me at that point, so I wanted
No,
out.
I honestly, that's like, what was it? I see lamp. What is that? Isn't that an anchored man or something? Okay. You guys, welcome to my bedroom where I don't want you to see it. Also, Gowan, come back,
Stop
please.
touching it, Kaylor.
Stop, everybody.
I know. What else am I going to tell you guys? I had one more thing I was going to tell you. We had to pick because we're going to do a tight show tonight because I got a lot of
You have to
stuff.
go pick up your kid.
School pictures.
Mm.
We had them too.
We both did reshoots. Both kids we did reshoots on.
I should have done it.
They said you could do reshoots, and so that's what happened. Didn't we talk about this? My wife was out of town, and school pictures day. And listen, I feel like I'm a fantastic dad, and I do a lot of wonderful things. Jason, if you had two girls, would you do their hair for school picture day?
I mean, yeah, if it was just me.
Yeah.
I listen, I could have done something with their hair, but I couldn't. That's true.
Was it better than this mugshot?
No, that's a good. I like that one. That's
No, God, let me turn this part off. Sorry.
please.
No, it is honest to God as close as you will get to a mugshot. What's going on?
It's a young Lex Luthor.
It does look
I
like
mean-
Lex Luthor.
He's Voldemort. What are we talking about here? This is not. This,
Oh, he's got a little Voldemort.
Too.
Oh,
Yes.
right. Now we saw it.
Ugh.
You're having lighting. Wow, you have some light issues.
Oh.
No, it's not.
No, anyway,
not working.
you can see. that
We'll just
he's
see it
going
in
like-
person. You just
Yeah,
bring
we
it
got
in
it. I think we.
I'll bring you guys each a wallet. Don't worry. You too
It's
can.
so
own
funny
a picture.
between that and the little horse thing making sound. You need some tech help. You need tech help.
You know.
You need a genius.
Well,
plan.
I don't know. I just.
So
don't
we had
know.
to do school pictures, and so we did the reshoots. And
Yeah.
then it comes up that they are. We were told you had to order them by it's like October 24th or something. So we talked about it over the weekend, and we picked them out, and we like the new ones, and we're good. But there's the new ones. There's only like one good one out of 6 for each of them. And
Yeah.
Then my wife called me today, and she's like, "We missed the deadline to pick the photo that goes in the yearbook."
Ooh.
And I was
So
like,
did they choose it at that
yearbook-
point?
I go, the yearbook that comes out in June, we missed the deadline to choose this kid's school photo on October 11th. Is that what's happening here? Are they getting a head start on the yearbook or something? So, phone calls were made, and we chose the pictures for the yearbook. I was like, dude, what's happening here? You can't. You listen. We're choosing stuff for 2024. We got to get it in. Dude, relax, Chief.
Does
But,
James get school photos, Kate?
Yeah, he took great ones. Except for this is you guys know the horror story of he got cavities and then he bit through his lip.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a piece of his lip missing. I don't think it's ever coming back. So his school picture,
he was numb, right? He had anesthesia.
he was numb and then he chewed through. I think he actually consumed a part of his lip.
Yeah.
Because his smile, the school pictures happened during that, but his smile now, I mean, it's not like it's not like I got big lips anyway, but his lips now goes like, whoop, whoop,
What Joey Steelers says, racket.
racket.
It was a wreck.
Absolute racket. Here's what we've talked about this. Dude, I can shoot a really good photo, which I did with my camera. Why are we doing this when we could just we could have like one of the parents? We have photographers at our school. You're not telling me that person wouldn't just do it and like not make a ton of money and shoot for the day and then everyone just puts their orders in? Why are we spending $80 on $80 times the amount of kids? It's digital. It's digital. And then if you just want just the digital, it's like $80. I go, it's digital. I'm always amazed when people go, oh, it's a website thing. And you're like, yeah, it was for what? For servers? For all the servers you need? Shut up.
I do feel like, Jamie, if it helps you, you can just imagine that the people that were hired at your school are somebody's parents. Does that help justify the cost? That
No.
they're just no. Okay, great. It has to be a
not.
parent.
He was going to give you when you asked that question.
It is a racket. Anyway, so we had a friend come over that morning to fix both of their hairs.
Oh.
So you did not do it.
I did not do it. I could have brushed it out and put a bow in it or something. Whatever.
Yeah, but
so they wanted something special, so they did their hair really nice, and but school pictures weren't until after lunch. So
no.
Yeah, I was like, really? And so the school pictures were after lunch, and I got to find. You know what? I should find the first pictures because Claire's like, she came home. I go, hey, how was school photos? And she goes, my hair came out or something like that.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, I was after lunch. And then Hannah had food all over her face. I guess it was utter mayhem.
Jace's turned out really well. Logan looked like he had been mugged right before the photo was taken. Dark Lord looks like he is running for office.
Oh, see?
He's like in the photo, and I was like, this is exactly what I'm talking about with this kid. He knew that needs to be his studious photo for his campaign of evil that he's about to go on.
I think I need proof or it didn't happen.
Oh, I have it, and you can see it when you get here.
Well, actually, we talked about it. I think we might do some photos at the show.
I'm actually looking.
We are, yeah. The photographer's coming Saturday.
No, not taking photos. I mean, we're going to show some photos at the show.
Oh, have you made that call officially?
We don't know yet. We're talking about what photos we got to do. But
he's going to change it 6 more times before Saturday.
Dude, of course I am. Yes, yeah, like we did last show. It was great. All right, listen, it's 8:02. I got a lot of stuff off my chest tonight, and I thank everybody for listening because I feel a lot better. I'm not gonna lie.
You also made a lot of obscure 80s movies references that everybody seemed to enjoy.
Absolutely.
Well, it was kind of reminding me of Freaky Friday in a way, where Saturday. Last night we watched Saturday Night Fever. Which, by the way, still a great film. Although, any Saturday Night Fever fans in the audience, can somebody tell me why the girl who's supposed to be the good dancer that he really is attracted to is actually one of the worst dancers who's ever been on film?
It's.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
It's also, I mean, but it's the way I feel about so many things. Like, I feel like La La Land could have had a better singer for the woman and a better dancer for the guy. Like, it's just consistently.
But she wasn't a movie star. They cast her here. Kate and I, every time we watch it, we're like, she's so bad. She doesn't even look like a dancer. And she's not a great actress or anything. And I'm sure she's a wonderful person. It was a weird casting. But here's what I thought. I thought they cast her as the dancer to make him look really good. Because some of the moves you watch with him, I mean, there's a handful of moves where you're like, all right, dude, that's pretty great. But there's a handful of moves where you're like, yeah, it's kind of like, that's a Brooklyn guy in a discotheque where everyone's like, oh my God, it's the greatest thing ever. It's such a great movie, though. It's so dark, really dark. Like, it's a dark,
big bummer.
Yeah, it goes south. Everyone's like, oh, remember the disco and the dancing? There's some other things happening in that film.
There's some other things happen there, too. Yeah.
It's not a happy-go-lucky film, though.
And one of the other feeds, somebody asked, how dark is Kaylor going to go this weekend? Kaylor, do you have an answer for that question?
Not dark at all. No. I don't want any beer cans thrown at my head, apparently, this week.
And that almost did happen last year.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was a little bit of an issue. Listen, it's going to be, here's the deal. It's going to be super fun.
She's going to be the best.
She started.
She did start 2 minutes into the show, and it was because Jamie has that bit about working at Applebee's. She was an Applebee's worker who had heard about his joke, so got tickets intentionally to come do that the Saturday
she was
show.
Okay. She was ready for it. That's what she was there for.
It was 2 minutes into the show.
Yeah.
I will definitely be doing my Applebee's bit. I don't even remember the Applebee's bit. I don't even remember talking about Applebee's whatsoever.
It's the whole thing, the run you do about when somebody rises up above the pack.
Have you seen that bit? The whole bit is about the fact that we help, like if there's a pack and a kid starts falling behind, we tutor him to push him up to the pack.
Right.
But anytime a kid pops up from the pack, like an Elon Musk or a Zuckerberg, boop, we should be pushing him right back down.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
He's too smart, Jamie. Get that kid high. He's still getting straight A's. Have the teacher sleep with him. That'll bring him down a notch or two. Because if we're going to have the pack mentality for the people who lag behind, shouldn't we keep the pack?
Yes.
Don't
let anyone get ahead.
You get it. It's pack mentality.
Yeah.
I had to deal with that today, actually.
Also known as communism.
It is. Oh, it's true. Which, by the way, you know what? Maybe.
Kind of into it.
If we were on an island, I mean, you'd want to share, wouldn't you? Everything? I don't know.
Yeah, listen.
I had Hannah this morning, and she was talking about how she hates her red hair, and it broke my heart, of course. But I'm like, the tough part about being a kid is that you want to fit in. Isn't it? It's such a weird dichotomy in life where we have such a need to fit in and yet be unique. Isn't it such a weird?
Yes.
Like anytime you're unique, you're like, I just wish I fit in. And anytime people fit in, they're like, why can't I be unique? Like nobody can just be content. I told her, I was like, listen, this is your ship for the rest of the journey. I don't know what to tell you, baby. You better start loving it because I don't know. You can't, it's it. This is it. I can't fix it.
You want her to hang out with Neil for like 30 minutes to feel better about her red hair?
Trust me. I know. I think about that a lot. I think about most kids. It's like, everybody, but trust me when, if you can own it, like the guy on Barry and be like,
our buddy, Anthony Carey.
And be unique.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's hard for kids, I think. But when you get older, it's like,
in fairness, it's right now, it's not a problem we're having. Like, we're so lucky. It's just not a problem we're having right now. But there's the beginning of a school year is always hard. And then like this weekend, like one of his preschool friends invited us to a party, a birthday party for one of his preschool friends. We didn't know anybody there except for the kid. And the kid in preschool didn't know him without hair. My child went to a birthday party and was just stared at the entire time.
Oh, no.
Parents and children alike, just stared at. And it's not malicious. It's not, but it's tough. And it's, I'm sort of like, want to be like, can I answer any questions? Is there any, because but then thankfully the attention was immediately brought off of him when a poor little girl, all we hear, I've never in my life heard a record scratch like this. We hear a blood curdling scream. She's just standing there. She's just like, I was like, we're watching a girl get murdered or possessed. And I'm not sure what. She'd apparently stepped on a bee. And that was like, I've never seen any place get silent that quickly as that little girl's. So suddenly we weren't being stared at anymore. So it was fine.
Yeah.
All we need is someone else to take a bullet for us.
Yeah.
Get the eyes off of us.
Claire stepped on a bee and started screaming in the backyard. And I was like, she was like, it was like this weird, like, had no concept of what's happening. And I was like, yeah, you stepped on a bee. It hurts.
Yeah.
Let's not do that again.
I
and
think
then I tried to thing around and like
I'm violently allergic to bee stings. It does not go well for me.
Are you an
that was my first fear, actually. When she did it, I was like, okay, here we go. Am I calling the hospital or are we just getting some baking soda? I don't know what's happening.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't have the EpiPen. I have a prescription for it. I just keep forgetting to go to get it filled.
That's our show for tonight, I think.
See you guys in a couple days.
I'm headed to Buffalo Thursday night. I'm going to crash in a hotel because I got to get you guys bright and early Friday morning from the airport.
Davey, do you want to show them what we're going to be doing on the car ride back?
Kate, you're not, though, because you're going to miss the fall foliage.
I'll look.
Has anybody out there ever booked a red eye where, like, it seems such a great idea 4 months ahead of time? And then 2 days out, you're like, we did what?
We did who?
Huh? What time's the flight? 11:15.
And we did that so we would have 1 day more with our kids. Wait, what?
I was so stupid. I don't know why I did it. I don't know. I think my wife was supposed to be out of town until like Wednesday or something. And
that's what you told me.
Okay, so that's what it was. Okay, so this made sense.
It did make sense, but she's not going now.
Okay.
So that's right. She was going to be. We were going to overlap.
She was going to be gone.
She was going to come in Thursday morning, and I was like, "Why would I book a red eye?"
Why? The real question is, why did I decide to go with you? I could have just made my own trip.
It was the only direct flight, and I think we also decided we could put our kids to bed, then go to the airport, get the plane. But I mean, Friday is going to be. I got to tell you, when I'm really tired, I'm really funny.
I also arranged for early check-in at the hotel for both of you.
You're an angel.
So you can
early check-in, not like noon, but like 8. Oh, actually, no, we'll be there about.
You'll be there about 11.
That's true.
Great.
Susan wants to go to the show so bad. I know it'll be super. It's gonna actually be super fun. I'm looking forward to it. Really quick, I think Friday's either sold out. There's a handful of tickets left, and then Saturday, I think there's a few tickets.
Saturday's starting to be scarce, so if you're gonna get them for Saturday, get them soon.
We're filming that night. We're filming a special that night, which we may put out as an album, the Parents Lounge album. We'll see. Yeah, it's gonna be super fun. So come see the show. What else we want to tell people? Dandy Mini Mart.
Yeah. This week's show and our live show in Sayre, Pennsylvania is brought to you by the fine folks over at the Dandy Mini Mart. One of their actual family members, the Williams family, is coming to the show.
Love it. I gotta say, I love a mini mart. I'm not gonna lie. I'm all of the money I'm making doing this show.
Alcoholic slushies, so I feel like you'll be all right, Kate.
I'm just gonna get super stoned and skateboard around the mini mart, the Dandy Mini Mart, and just hang out with the guys and talk about.
There he goes. 80s reference.
If you do want tickets, you can head over to BradfordCountyMovies.com. They are available at the door until they're sold out. It did sell out last year, so you do run the risk if you try to get them at the door that there may not be.
That was without Mulligan. I mean, if we sold out without Mulligan, we might be adding nights with Mulligan.
Let me just tell you, 5 times since this started, I have had people not only recognize her, but fangirl and fanboy over her. I had one dude who was a Schmodown fan who literally was freaking out and did not believe that I knew Kate Mulligan. And I was like, no, I do a show with her every Tuesday.
Yo, those Schmodown fans, look at this. Narcolepsy, Jobo, the Schmodown fans ride for the Schmodown beats. So Joey Steelers, all of them.
We're still supposed to do a crossover episode with Christian.
Yes, we still with
That's
Christian.
That's the end, right?
Yep. So, all right. I guess that's about it. We'll see you guys next week. We're either going to have Pete Holney, Greg Cromer, Mindy Sterling,
Claire Kramer,
Harloff.
or Steve Lemmy. Steve Lemmy's going to come back too. Depends if the Yankees are playing or not, I think, for him. But
we need to have a show where we just invite every guest we've ever had, and they all just pop in.
So much fun. It'd be so easy for me. Is there anything else we need to do? But by the way, my wife's at swim practice with Hannah, and Claire's been just out in the other room.
Yeah, go. Okay.
She's the best. She probably did her homework. She's probably in bed reading. She's actually that kid.
I know. I love that. You and I both have the same 7-year-old.
And it's funny because when Hannah acts really great, then Claire starts to act up bad. But when Hannah's bad, which is more than that's more the norm, Claire's always like, "I'm being good though, aren't I?" And I'm like, "You are, Claire." And she goes, "You're such a little."
Troy's right. It is former Schmodown fans.
Yeah. Hey, that's it for here. We will see you guys. Oh, hey, please podcast, subscribe, like, share, love, follow, and 80s. I saw New Order and Pet Shop Boys on Friday night. That's kind of why I'm in a little. That's it. We'll see you guys next week here in the Parents Lounge.
Good night, everybody.